Hello, my name is Craig Wilson with the ZENworks support team. Today I'm going to demonstrate running PowerShell scripts and other processes from a secure network share. So the first thing we're going to do is make sure we define a user that has access to the network resources. Most commonly, you will use a domain user. Preferably that domain user will have only the required rights needed, maybe read access to a particular share. You don't want something like your domain administrator. So you go in here, you just give the credential name, the credentials, and the password. If you're doing something like eDirectory, I recommend using a leading period so the eDirectory account is fully qualified and it's not treated as a relative location by the OES client. If you want to define a user that exists on a standalone Windows box, you could just do your traditional server name / user. And so now, we're now going to go up and look at a bundle. Go to Bundles, PowerShell, and so here I have a bundle here that is going to launch a PowerShell script from a network share. Now you'll notice, and under advanced, we tell it to run as a dynamic administrator, and then point to the user that has access to that process. Be aware that this process, when it's launched, is going to have local administrative rights. So traditionally, it's something that should be fully automated or hidden from the user, just to make sure they cannot do much with those elevated rights. You'll notice I'm using a launch executable to run the PowerShell script and not a run script action. If I go into the run script action here, you'll notice there's no credential vault option. That's because it does not know where to authenticate. So we're going to just disable that again. So you go in here. And so, yeah, and so the key is what happens is we define a credential vault user and it's going to authenticate to this share here. So, that's why the script actions don't have it, because it doesn't know where to authenticate the local PowerShell process. But by doing a launch executable and putting the script on the share, it can now authenticate. So now we're going to go back here. And we're going to run this bundle. And it now launched that process, that PowerShell script, and you can see that it will have access eventually to that share. Not sure why PowerShell is taking a while, but there it is. And yeah, and so this script can now see that network share. But if I go down here and try to access that share, it cannot. So, and in fact, I'm even going to show you that this DCM share is secured. So I'm going to use and I'm going to use the domain administrator. Yes. So dir, and there's CCM share, and I do, and file not found, because I've actually secured the ZCM share folder because it has some secure scripts that I don't want my domain admin to know about. So it's even hidden. The only one who has access to it is my credential vault user, who is the ZCM admin, because he's the only one who's supposed to know these super secret scripts. So I'm actually running these scripts from a secure share that even my domain admins can't access. And potentially, I could even move them to a standalone server, as shown before, and my domain admin would definitely have no ability to override security. So there you go. And here is an example for another bundle that it's just running a shortcut from a share, and again, let's see. Actually, so yeah, it doesn't have full access there, but yeah, it has access to the ZCM share. So yes, and I go here. Yeah, access denied. But this guy here, he has access to it. So my domain administrator does not have access to it, but my bundle is launched by ZCM using my ZCM service user has access. Um, and really, that's all I have to cover today. I will have an article in the video description with even more details. Thank you and have a nice day.